Hey, I want to tell you a little story today. And it's a story about a painting. It's a fairly short story, but it's also about a theme that I hope is going to resonate with you and is rather wider than just the story of the painting itself. Okay, so it starts 3 or 4 weeks ago on, I was doing a Friday live session, and I had a reference photo to start with, and the idea, my goal for this session was to not be too bound by the reference photo, to do a painting that was more freely interpreted. And in doing that, make something exploratory that would hopefully create some distance between what I was painting and the reference photo. And in that distance, in that gap, some personal feeling could come through. And I was actually disappointed at the end of the session because I did enjoy the session and it was a fun one and there was a nice chat. But what I felt that I'd done by the end of the session is actually stayed pretty close to the reference photo, at least a lot closer than I intended to, although I tried to push. So I put the painting aside and I left it for about 3 weeks. And it niggled at me. I wasn't sure what I was going to do about it. And then I picked it up again, the same painting, last Friday, actually, 3, 4 weeks later. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do on that Friday live. So I decided that I was just going to pick up this painting and I was going to have another go at it. And this time I was going to genuinely try to, despite the pressure of the cameras and despite the pressure of people watching me paint live, I was going to try and push it in an entirely new direction. So that's what I did. I started by scraping it back, which probably shocked a few people, but that opened it up. And it made some space in there for me to start exploring and maybe take it in a new direction. But there's a little bit more to this story than just this single painting, right? Because if you were there on that Friday live, you will have seen the painting. This is it here, actually. I don't know how clearly you can see it, but that's the painting that I made. And I've been very frustrated for a very, very long time. Like, I'm just gonna perhaps be a little more honest than I'm used to being on a camera, and it's not always easy for me, for anyone, I don't think, to be this vulnerable, let's say. But for a very, very long time, I've been struggling with not being able to create work that I thought was fully mine. Um, I couldn't manage to find a way to let what I felt was an authentic feeling of my own through the paint. I couldn't decide to make a painting about something and then have that feeling come through the paint. And I was frustrated, and I've been frustrated for years by this. If you know me, you would know I'm all about teaching fundamental skills, values, edges, using more paint, drawing accuracy, color accuracy, using Monsel. And I drilled those skills myself for years and years and years until it got to the point where actually for me now, it's difficult not to match a color. It's almost more difficult for me to move away from a reference photo because I've drilled myself to the point where I can match them really closely without really thinking about it. And it's that accuracy that was frustrating me. And I needed to break away from it. And it's taken a little while for me to do it. And I want to show you a couple of little paintings, a series of small paintings from a very unassuming little reference photo of a little tree on a hillside in Wales. And there was something about this little tree that that pulled me in. So I started a little series. These were the first paintings of a new kind of exploratory way of trying to break away from making something which was completely the reference photo and to create something new. And then this developed into a slightly different studio practice. And this is at the heart of what I'm talking about now, where instead of sitting down to try and make a finished painting every time, which was frustrating me, I decided I was very deliberately not going to do that. And I was going to borrow an approach that I think a lot of abstract painters use, which is to have multiple paintings going at the same time, to see them all as explorations, as tests, if you like, as ways to try things out, and never to be trying to make a finished painting. And I did this for a few months. And through a lot of very small, very quick, multiple layer experiments, really, with paint, I gradually, over a period of months, broke down the need to make a finished painting. So when I picked that painting from the live stream from a few weeks ago up and started working on it again, I'd actually managed to get myself to a point where even with the cameras on, I could be completely free with it. I scraped it back. I sanded it. I scratched the surface with a pan scrub. I put glazes on it. I threw paint all over it. At one point, I laid it down flat on the palette and sprinkled dry pigment over it. I smeared it with cold wax. And all of these things they felt just natural to do. And I was just allowing things to happen as they wanted to. And actually, funnily enough, what came out of that was a painting that I'm actually really happy with. This goes to the core of this story, right? What I want to try and transfer to you, to give to you, is something of what this transformation has meant for me, and the way that I got to the point where I could see my feelings coming through the paint. I started to create pieces of work that don't look like anything that I've seen before by anybody else, for the first time in many, many, many years. And that came from a change in mental approach, really, from a change in what I was trying to do. So I was not trying to make a finished painting. I was just trying to explore. And it's not as easy as you might think to just say, well, I'm not going to try and make a finished painting, because it pulls you back in all the time. And especially if you're working from reference photos, it is so hard to break away from what's there and try and use it in an interpretive way and just use it as a base to start from. Because it's like it's frozen there, the image, it's all of the detail you could ever want is there. And it's very, very hard to break away from it. I've found it's taken some practice, right? But the feeling for me, I'm going to find this difficult to talk about without choking up. But the feeling for me now is years of frustration, years of feeling that I perhaps would never be able to find a truly authentic voice of my own. Have culminated now in this practice that I'm doing, and for the first time, I'm starting to see feeling coming through the paint, my own authentic emotion. I can make paintings about love now. I can make paintings about pain. And to see that happening is just, I don't think I have the words for it. I don't think I can describe it in words. To finally see, after all this time, what I feel is a more authentic, personal way of making work that makes sense to me. To have got to this point is just, it feels incredible. I am currently putting together a workshop which is based on this approach that I've been using. But whether you're interested in that workshop or not, I'm hoping that this little story and these paintings that I've shown you and this change in approach might inspire you to try and have a go at this yourself. Be patient with yourself and be kind, because it isn't as easy as it sounds, I found anyway. But if you find yourself feeling frustrated that you're not finding your own voice, okay? If you feel frustrated that you're working really close to a reference photo and you can't seem to break away from it and you don't know how to break away from it, I'm hoping that this little story will give you maybe some ideas for how you can approach it. And it's not about any particular technique or any particular subject. It's about changing your process, changing your mindset when you come into the studio and when you rock up to the easel and you're going to start painting. It will take time to break that expectation of yourself because your inner critic is strong and you'll need to have some proof that what you're doing is worthwhile with your work is strong. And that proof can only come through finished paintings, right? Well, what I've found is it actually comes from the exploration. And if you carry on with that exploration long enough, the finished paintings just start falling out of the sides as you're moving forwards of their own accord almost. And it becomes a much less stressful and easier way to make work that is also more meaningful to you.